Hey, good morning, everybody. I know this live wasn't expected, but we're getting everything all fired up here today, and we figured, you know what? We'll go ahead and just do a couple minutes of seeing if anybody needs a little bit of listing support today as we're getting things going. Reaching off screen because I got a bunch of game guides and everything that I'm going to be listing right now. So just figured we'd get things all fired up. We got Rose parents coming to town, so we're super excited about that. But yeah, we're just getting the morning started off right. So, and Rose off in the other room, she's working, getting everything all ready for our visitors. But I figured if somebody else needed a little bit of live support, well, now you got it. So, yeah, I got a bunch of these Nintendo game guides for N64 that I'm getting fired up today. Let me see here. Hey, good morning, Den Decor. I know it's a surprise Friday morning live here. We figured, so we're just on with Silver Hair Stacker, and he was like, you know what, when's the next live on today? And when I heard that it was a few hours away, I was like, well, if there's just dead space, I'll just jump in really quick and just put this on while I'm doing some listings myself. So hopefully that helps us all get a little bit more productive today. But yeah, hope you're having a great morning there. And it's Matt, right? But yeah, I think we got that right. We're starting to compile a list so that we get everybody's names right. But hope you're having a great morning this morning. But yeah, and already we got 2 logged in from a totally random surprise live. That's unexpected. I don't know how your schedule is working, Dendicor, but we must be on a similar train that we're often on at the exact same time. So that's great. That's cool. Man, over the past few days, we've just been in a real locked in productive train of thought and approach and everything. And so we've gotten over the past few days hundreds of listings up across platforms and everything. So that's been really fun. Yep, Matt. Yeah. Yep. Going to hammer off from my draft bank. I open our brick and mortar at 10 a.m. I was like, you have breakfast place? I'm just that tired and that hungry, but it's cool. Well, that's awesome. Den Decor Matt. But that's really cool. So happy for you and everything. How's the brick and mortar been right now? Has that kind of been following the same flow as eBay stuff, or has that been kind of a separate animal? Hey, Record Crate, good to see you here for the win. I know it's a surprise live. Figured somebody might want a live voice in the background while you're getting some work and productivity going. I'm busy over here doing some listings, and I'm like, I'm just gonna hop on for a few minutes, see if anybody else needs a little bit of colleague support for getting the job done. Adam and Nico, yep, yeah, great to see you, Adam. Always a pleasure. Hey, let's see here. Patricia, good morning. Hopefully you had a really nice day yesterday. Packing the orders that just cover my store fee tomorrow. Oh man, sorry, Patricia. Yeah, that's so frustrating, but we really appreciate you. So I'm just hopping on for a quick minute here. Rose actually in the other room. She's working to getting the house ready. We got our in-laws, or my in-laws, coming in today, and we love having them here. So we're just getting everything all ready for them. But so she's in full on hospitality mode, getting everything all fired up. But for me, I was doing some listings here, and I was like, you know what? Maybe everybody could use a little bit of just a little boost today as they're getting things started. That for me, I love having a live show on in the background. And I was looking around, there wasn't any others on, and it was like maybe like yourself, Patricia, you're packing or something, and you just want to have somebody on in the background that I wouldn't say that we're a familiar face at this point, but just somebody that appreciates you and wants to give you some support as you're doing your listings. So Denver Depot, it's slower than it's been earlier this year. We're in the southern part of the Poconos in Pennsylvania. Okay, so it's getting to summer tourism season. I'll be taking my son's scout troop camping this weekend. Oh, camping is gonna be so much fun, man. I love that. I love any time I hear that somebody's gonna be taking their kiddos out for a camping trip, for sure. There's something absolutely special about that. And my dad used to take me all the time when I was a kid, and those memories, man, that they're still with me like it was yesterday. So it's such a good thing. I love hearing that. So I hope you guys have an absolute blast. I mean, nice productive skills those boys are gonna be learning. So that's so much fun. Love the Poconos too. My sister used to live out in the New York area, and we explored all around there. And they were just beautiful area, absolutely drop dead gorgeous. So that should be so much fun. Yeah, it's actually kind of funny too. I went to go visit a friend out on the upper East Coast, and I was single at the time. Where we're talking like 12 years ago, and the GPS that I was using was pretty poor, and so I looked up just typing it in. I was like, okay, well, let me see if I can find like an amusement park or something. I'll just go there all by myself. And so it's like, yeah, if you go out here, there's a Six Flags. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. And so I type in the address that it has and I follow it out there. And it's like, it took me out into the middle of this forest in Pennsylvania. And it was like nothing out there. Like, I don't even think there was a Six Flags in the whole state. And I was like, okay, all right. Like I wasted half a day driving out to this place that didn't exist. So that was fantastic. Oh, and then Deep weather looks perfect too. That's so great, man. I love it. Anytime you can get out into the wide open nature, I'm all for it. It's like I love being at home. I'm kind of a homebody, but if I can, I love getting out into nature. It's so beautiful and awesome. But yeah, so well, congratulations on that, Den Decor. Glad you get to go enjoy some nature. But Patricia, I hope too for you that you get some extra sales oomph. That right now we're trying a few different items that are outside of our usual, and that's been really good. It's been very helpful. So yeah, we have been doing like a lot of different things that have been really good. But yeah, you can actually probably hear it in my voice too that I'm still waking up, even though I was able to get on board with Silver Hair Stacker show and a few others. It was really great. I love hearing those guys. It's like your morning coffee shop when you get started with them. It's so fun. But yeah, and Record Crate, Adam, how's everything spinning up for you this morning? We are so excited for a box of records. That's going to be absolutely so much fun. And we saw in there you got some Carpenters. You got hey Biff Boffo. Oh man, talk about somebody that when you show up, you and Patricia are two of the ones that, as you start sharing your experience, your insights, your interests, it's absolutely fascinating. Ro and I really enjoy it. I mean, that goes true for everybody here, but there's kind of a different, it's just kind of a different approach and perspective that you guys take as you share things. So Biff Buffalo, great to see you. I know it's a surprise live. I just figured somebody might need a little extra support. That I'm all about collaboration when working. I get that from my regular day job. That I always get way more done if I've got somebody that I'm collaborating along with, or that is kind of in a similar boat with me. And I was sitting here doing listings, and I was like, you know what? I could probably use some live support as well. And it's nice having live chatter where something is actively happening. It makes such a big difference for me as opposed to watching a recorded live. So I was like, you know what? Let's just fire it up. Let's get it going this morning. And Rose in the other room, she's working away, getting ready for her in-laws. But it's so nice to have you on board with us. And let's see here, Record Crate. So slow start here. About to do the essentials, then start packing and ready to open at noon. That's so cool. Yeah, I love the fact that, I Record, I love how creative you are for how you get people excited about records. Like you did those shows. They say you did the Billie Eilish. Don't mess that one up. I did the Billie Eilish show the other day, and that was just really fun. And I saw it too in the past. You were sharing like when you were going through a couple of concerts and everything. Like it's not just like point and click with your shows of like, hey, I've got a store. Here, come get a record. You get people interested. You make it really fun. So that's awesome. But that's really cool. I could hear Ro must be starting to watch a funny video in the other room. She started laughing. That or she's tuning into our show now for. Let's see here. There's a cool amusement park called Nobles. I think it's probably Nobles Grove that dates back to the 1930s. It's Podunk, middle of nowhere. I love Podunk, middle of nowhere. In fact, for the longest time, I kind of specialized in it. I loved going to the places that time forgot, and I love that connection to things that that are not front and center, where it's, like, usually whatever the hype train is on right now, I'm not interested at all. Like, when it comes to, like, I mean, love that my wife loves her, but when it comes to, like, Taylor Swift and everything, it's like, whatever. But I love those places where you go and it's like, you could just sit and wonder what life was like as it was happening years ago. So that's cool. So yeah, since 1930s, podunk, I absolutely love it. It's so great. And Patricia says, "Love Nobles Grow." That's very cool. Bigfoot Depot. Oh my god, what have I done? That is so funny. Bit Papa. And then Record Crate, thank you. I love music. I love sharing music and connecting people with music. Yeah, music, it's so good. I'll never forget too when I first started to play guitar, and I like to play guitar for me, but I don't think anybody else enjoys it when I play. But I love the fact that when I was first starting to learn to play it, I was actually going through a really rough time, and I got my hands on an acoustic guitar. And when I first started to play and you strum the strings and you feel the reverberation of the guitar through your chest, that was so cool. And especially when you start to line up the actual song with it and you're feeling the song, there's a special feeling with that that I hope everybody gets to experience. For whatever brings that out of a person. For some people it's playing the music, for others it's listening to the music. Sometimes it's just the nostalgia of having that record on that gets me too. That the records on that I used to listen to with my grandpa when I was a little kid, and the fact that he was in such poor condition, he couldn't enjoy much, but how it changed him when that like a good tune started to play and everything, and he saw his ears and he could clap his hands and he was loving it. That's a very special time for me. So yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, there's something. I mean, you could go into some of the oldest books ever, and people talk about what music does to them, and that's really a cool connection. All right, so let's see here. Dendicor Depot, definitely look it up. It's a really cool place. Awesome. Yeah, Dendicor, as we spend more time on here and I share my past experiences, I love to think outside of my comfort zone, to try new things, to get new experiences. I mean, definitely there's a reason why for Ro and I, and we did most of our traveling separately, but when we were single, we went to so many different places that were unfamiliar. I mean, I almost got like my rear end handed to me in so many different ways and so many different places over my periods to travel and everything. But it was so nice to get to know so many different cultures and to try new things and stuff. And so yeah, that sounds great. So Dendicor, I'd love, and not only will I look it up, this is the kind of thing that I'll do where I'll literally just start making a plan to like get out there and go. Like we don't just go like, oh, that place looks great from afar. Or we get in there and we go there. And like this is a lot of different random places traveled to talking that I love. So all right, let's see here. And then record crate. I love playing guitar too. Oh, awesome. And I totally understand the sound entering your body. Yeah, it's really weird, like that special connection to it. And I mean, I didn't start playing until I was like in my 20s. And and I was like, man, how did I wait so long for this? And then I was actually kind of bummed about that. That I was like, man, why did I wait so long to start playing music? And then I found out that Eric Clapton didn't even pick up a guitar until he's like 25. And then the guitar that he started with, was nothing. But he just loved it and stuck with it. So that actually gave me some encouragement that it's like, whenever you pick it up, it doesn't matter. Just do it. And I love playing piano too, but that skill has completely evaded me right now. I used to be able to play, and then now I haven't done it in so long that I was trying to pick it up the other day, and it was like, whew, to say it's rugged is generous. Because it was, in fact, rugged. The next order of words after rugged is a long list till you get back down to where I was actually at from my piano. It's like that video of the cat playing the keyboard. It was me, but where it didn't actually produce good music. Hey, you know what? Paul Rose and eBay Life. Well, hey, to our UK friends that have swooped in at the same time, I know it's late for you guys, even when we get started now. But we're so glad to see you. And so, Paul Rose, absolutely, don't worry about it a bit. And not that you would, but he's up against it. Have to drop off orders now. Have a good one. Absolutely, Paul Rose. Thank you for even taking a second to stop. And this is just a surprise live for any of those that need a voice in the background while you're working away. So hope you have a rocking one, man. And but yeah, eBay Life, Carl, so great to see you. Still been enjoying all of your content and everything. And yeah, you talk about I like when Josh Galt highlighted the fact that you're doing it, man. You're cranking out all those videos and everything. That is so much. So yeah, just absolutely incredible that you're holding tight with it. Hope you don't get under too much duress with it and burn out or anything. And we see what others are advising us about pacing ourselves, and so we're trying to be very good. But yeah, I know. Hopefully, you don't burn out, Carl, for sure. Yeah, we need all the help we can get. We don't want to start losing people, so definitely make sure you pace yourself well there. But oh, and Spam Banshee's here. Aloha, and hopefully you got Primo Chemo also with you and Pokey. But so great to see you guys. We really enjoyed that members show yesterday. That was so much fun. Those are some of our very favorites because it's a little bit more of a closed loop group. And I mean, not, always love the open chats as well, but it's nice when you have kind of like the, yeah, as opposed to what can sometimes feel like an arena concert. It's kind of like, just a little local jazz club, and hearing somebody play live. So it's just really fun. Love those live shows, or live member shows. Love all your shows. Okay, we appreciate all your shows. But yeah, so that's really good. But oh, and Spam Badger says, "Good morning, Ro, wherever you are." So we have Ro's parents coming into town, and so Ro right now is busy away working in the other room. So she's definitely working hard. She was working until about almost 1 in the morning yesterday, and I mean, I burned out at about like 11:30, and I went to sleep. So she's been a machine with getting everything ready, but we love having them here. It's not a thing of stress for us. It's actually just like total relief that we get Ro's in-laws coming to town. We Ro and I love each other's parents, so that's been something good for our marriage. But and it's not something we take for granted for sure. But let's see here. So Record Crate saying hi, Spam. Good, great. And Spam saying hi back. So awesome. And then right, great. 20 more minutes, and you'll be back with your piano skills. Well, that's encouraging to hear. We're definitely so we got a program called Playground Sessions. I'm sure you've heard about that before, Record Crate, in all of your experience with music and everything. But for any of those that don't know it, the Playground Sessions is this really cool program where we've got an electric piano, but it's not like a keyboard where the keys are all light. It actually feels like you're playing a piano. And so we'll put on Playground Sessions, and what you can do is as you play along, it will record when you get the notes right and in timing with the music, and it will also flag when you get the notes wrong. And so again, this is not paid sponsorship for the Playground Sessions, by the way, but it's kind of cool. What's his name? The Harry Connick Jr. Oof, boy, that name was barely came to me right now, but Harry Connick Jr. was like involved in the project, and so he's on like a bunch of the training videos and stuff. So it's really cool. We have a blast with it. But I was just learning "A Wink and a Smile" by Harry Connick Jr. on there, and I loved that song from Sleepless in Seattle. So yeah, well, are we talking sleepy movies right now, like for sleepy rom-coms? But yeah, so I've been loving Playground Sessions. That's been a lot of fun. All righty. And Spam Betchy, Doug and Roe, thank you ever so much for your support and enthusiasm. We appreciate you. Yeah, it's we're grateful for this, community as well. I mean, we're literally on here for work. It's not like it's just a social thing for us. We do appreciate all of the tips that we get from everybody and whatever we do share too. I know for me, as I'm often reminded, I often get the tone wrong. Please never take anything I share as like as you got to do this, but we're happy to share what we do because we just like to have our method out there. And then if somebody else looks at that and says, "Hey, I know separately for me, I need to work on something or I'd like to try something new," and they look at us and they say, "Okay, well, yeah, I'm going to try that method. Maybe it'll work." And hopefully it works. I mean, I don't know. We're just here to help get everybody fired up. That if you learn about my personality type, I just like to see people being comfortable in their own skin, feeling good, and being able to be productive in a good way. And it comes from a lot of family experience of things like the depression, and also too the fact that I work in home health as my day job, and hospice. You spend so much time with humanity that you just want to give them a big hug. So all of our involvement in all this stuff is just we want everybody to have an income. We want everybody to enjoy their work. We want everybody to feel supported, have individuals that they can reach out to when they need insights or just a little extra boost of encouragement. So, but thank you very much, Spam Banshee. And you guys were absolutely a key element in what got us motivated to try YouTube, which has been really actually much more enjoyable than we thought it was going to be. We thought it was going to be productive, but a lot of negativity. We're happy to say that overall, the majority has been extremely positive and very productive. So we're super grateful for that. But yeah, and in regards to the support enthusiasm, we got that from you guys for sure. And even your being so candid with sharing, like the other day, you and Primo were sharing the fact that you got challenges and your frustration with your store and everything. And it's like, that's the real stuff that people need to hear right now. Not, I grossed $2 million on my eBay store and everything. It's like for all the rest of us that are sitting there going like, dude, I'm trying to get like in the double digits with my sales today. And what we need right now is individuals being like, okay, here's what I'm trying. Here's where I've had success. Here's where I've got my opportunity for improvement. Here are my realistic results. And that helps us all to get rid of the baggage of the previous day. And I mean, we all have the previous day's baggage that we try not to drag into today, right? So like not only is that on the reselling side, but we've got so much other baggage stuff that could possibly show up as well. And so all we're trying to do is show, hey, we're everybody's little brother. You're all ahead of us in the race for how you're performing with your stores and how everything's going. But we're with you, and we're kind of fresh and new, so we don't know what we don't know, which could have its positives as well. And we're just trying to essentially jettison. We're trying to jettison any of the previous baggage of previous days, learning experiences, or those opportunities for improvement that kick you in the teeth. So, oh, and then Mike Seller, so great to see you. Oh man, so awesome to have you guys on. I know it's such a surprise live. It's going to be a small crew today, and for any of those just joining, Rose in the other room working away, getting ready. I said it like 4 times today, but I want to make sure we're all on the same page. That so Rose in the other room working, we're getting ready for Rose's parents to arrive, and we love them. We're excited to have them, but we're juggling all the necessary things. But I had to do some listing this morning. And so I was like, you know what? If I got to do some listings, others need to do some listings, and having that live voice in the background sometimes for me is just that extra little push that gets me over the little threshold to get to work and to get really fired up. So Mike Seller, that was always great to see you. You're such a positive force. Mike, I see you all across like a lot of our favorite channels and everything. And no matter who you're interacting with and who you're showing up with, you're there to be a team player, man. And that's what people need so much right now. So that's so cool. I mean, really, that's true for everybody on here. But Mike Seller, for you and everything, I've seen you probably in the widest amount of places, and that's so cool. Mr. Sadie, hey, 125 and growing. Yeah, it's super cool, man. And I mean, you guys are absolutely a huge chunk of that. I mean, your generosity hopping on over from Silver Hair and Queen City Pickers show and everything. You guys have been beyond generous with us, and especially too, we understand we're a little bit different kind of show than what you typically get with Silver Hair Stacker and the Queen City Picker crew and everything, and you guys have just let us be you guys have just let us be us. And I know that it's a pretty straightforward statement, but what I really mean by that though is that like just because we operate a little bit different, you guys haven't been oh wow, we got Jet Fixer in the house. Oh man, hello Jet. Wow, now we got the whole gang. But that's so cool. So great to have you with us here. But yeah, so we've been blown away by how much everybody's been willing to share, commiserate, be encouraging with each other, look out for each other. That's what we're all about. We're just trying to say, hey, you know what? Like we're all in this together. Let's go ahead and keep getting to this benchmark here or setting the benchmark. So that's so cool. And Mike, so yeah, no problem. Really, I'm thanking you for your many kind words. So that's funny. Oh man, so that's so cool. Record Crate, thanks for sharing that. But speaking of playing guitar, Mr. Sadie has videos of him playing guitar, and they're great. Oh man, I got to see some of those, Mr. Sadie. I got to go out and check those out. It's funny too. I was going back and I was revisiting some Waylon Jennings not that long ago, and I was having a blast with that. But I mean, you'll see too. I love as Record Crate. You're sending me a bunch of records for Nat King Cole and um, like I was sitting too. I love taking songs that aren't typically guitar songs and then like playing out the tabs for those. Like I do a lot of Louis Armstrong stuff, and I love his voice though. I'm not gonna try to imitate it, but it's like, but if it's just Ro and I totally do like his little singing for. Yeah, I was almost gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it, but yeah, it's so cool. But yeah, but Jet Fixer, so good to see you, man. Totally rocking. But Mr. Sadie, respect the vibe. We're all made differently, but have common goals. Yeah, and you know what? I mean, one thing I think has come through, which we're really grateful for, is that you guys you guys are cool with us just being us, and that has helped us to not feel like we've got to put on any kind of. I mean, we wouldn't. I don't think we can, but it's helped us to not put on any kind of like false pretense of anything. I mean, we're always just going to be us. Like we were talking to recently about like fixing up our thumbnails, and so that it's not just me like in a freeze frame of like, which hopefully that's the freeze frame for the for this one today. But it's like every freeze frame we've got is like me going like or something. And so like we want to consider beefing those up, but also too we're really hesitant. We don't want it to be ultra flashy or anything. Like I mean, a great example for us is like Primo Chemo and Spams. They're super fun, and they're professional looking, but it's not overproduced. You know, it's not you're trying to dunk on anybody, and that's something that we're just extra careful of. We want to make sure that everyone feels really welcome here, but that you're talking to regular folks. We're not anything out there. All right, and John Jones in the house. Hey, so good. Let's go. Win, win, win. Yeah, no, it's so nice. I can't even believe everybody's hopping on for this. Again, we just got this fired up for anybody that's just arriving. Got it fired up because I was in the middle of listening. Figured you guys could use some live listening support. It's nice to have a voice on in the background sometimes. Not necessarily mine, but we had all the dead space, and I'm like, well, let's keep the ball rolling, man. Let's keep it in play. So, then Decor Depot, okay, I'm ducking out. Have a great weekend, everybody. Happy sales to you, and hope they come back again. Yeah, and then Decor Depot, thank you so much for stopping by. It was absolutely awesome to see you, and really appreciate any time we see you on here. But you're a rock star. Take care, Matt. We'll talk to you soon. Let's see here. Yeah, Mr. Sadie, you can't go wrong with being yourselves. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, you can go all kind of wrong with being yourself, Mr. Sadie. Yeah. But no, we're loving the fact that you guys have just been like cool. Yeah, all right. But let's see here. Jet Fixer. Hopefully I have everything straightened out now, Patricia. Yeah, that's good. Jet Fixer. We definitely miss your presence, but now when you show up, man, it's like you make an entrance like Batman when you come in. It's so cool. People love to see you on here. But yeah, and so Freya, good morning. So awesome to see you. I've missed everyone live this week. I've been so busy. Yeah, Freya, we just know for us, and I think for pretty much anybody else we watch, we all get it that we're gonna have that times of business where you're busy working, you don't make the live, and it's not lack of no love lost or anything. It's just like you just have to get the job done. So, but yeah, we've been missing you, but we're not worried that you've missed us. So does that make sense? I guess it makes sense. We miss you, Freya, but we understand. Hey, Silver Hair Stacker. Yeah, so actually, Silver Hair, I wasn't planning on going live. Okay. Yeah, where's Ken Daigle, man? I've been missing him all morning. But Silver Hair, we actually weren't going to go live. In fact, Rose in the other room, she's working away, getting ready for her parents. But when you said, like, when's our next live today? And you mentioned a few individuals that had a show, but it was way later today. I was actually already in the process of getting fired up for listening. Oh, cool. Kent, so great to see you. Guru alert, / is Rose sleeping? She's not. She's up. What were like the 15 other jokes from the other day? I can't even keep track of them all anymore. But yeah, so we're good to have you with us, Ken. Guru alert, yeah. But anyway, Silver Hair, I was getting all fired up doing listings and everything. And when you mentioned the fact that we had this gap of dead air, I was like, well, you know what? I know for Ro and I, we get very productive when we got lives on. And so I was like, I'll just jump in there and hopefully be a little bit of listing support for you guys. Help you get all or keep the mojo going. So hopefully it's helping out a little bit. I know it's way different dynamic when it's just me versus having Ro too. But oh yeah, there you go, major carbon unicorn alert. Yeah, for any of those that didn't see the other show, I shared the fact that when I was a teenager, I, I when I got my first truck, it was an extended cab Ford Ranger, and I loved that thing. But when I got it, I was telling my buddies, and again, I'm a middle teens here, and I was like, you know what? I wanted to have like a cool nickname. I wanted to have a really cool nickname, and we're all just like sitting around. They're like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then I was like, yeah, I don't want it to be lame, like like Mighty Charcoal, because it was a charcoal colored truck. I was like, I don't want it to be lame like Mighty Charcoal Unicorn. And then at that point, all my buddies, like, they just sit there and they go, yes, yes, that is it. That is the name. And so like for years after that, like people would come up to me that I never even knew and they're like, are you the guy with the Mighty Charcoal Unicorn? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, but that was really funny though. So Ken, that makes sense with the major carbon unicorn alert. That is really funny. Ranger danger was real. Yeah, it was so funny too that I just got in my head. I wanted a Ford Ranger because my dad had one when I was growing up, and he had like this little putt-putt 4-cylinder little single cab Ford Ranger. It had no power windows. I learned to drive stick on it, and it felt like the stick shift in that was from like a semi. But and I almost killed us a couple times trying to shift gears, but that no power steering, I was trying to like shift gears while going into a turn, and like I couldn't swing it. But and my dad was like, "All right, well, we're done for the day." But yeah, so it was yeah, it was definitely a cool little truck. And so I just wanted that. I wanted my first truck to be the one that my dad taught me to drive on. So and by the time I started driving, he had gotten rid of his Ford Ranger. So but yeah, that's really cool. So let's see here. Yeah, Ranger trucks are fun to drive. And actually the one I got was it was just a tiny bit lifted. So it wasn't like way off the ground, but it was a tiny bit lifted, had oversized tires, and the person that had it before me had like souped up the engine. It was a 6-cylinder. And that thing, man, it could go. And it would like that thing was just an unstoppable force. So it was so cool to have that vehicle. It's one of those things too where you look back and you're like, how did I not die? Because I was driving that thing like it was a lot more high performance than it actually was. But yeah, and Mr. Zadie, I do prefer the older body styles too. I mean, just across the board, I prefer the older body styles of a lot of vehicles and everything. That like I don't think anybody's going to argue that the old like 1990s and early 2000s for the Forerunner, that the new model looks better or even feels better. I love that stiff feel when you get in a like Toyota and you're trying to like take one of those turns and you feel like the thing rattling apart as you're leaning into the turn with it. There's just something cool about that raw just feel of that old metal frame creaking and getting all rickety as you try to take the turn. But yeah, on Biff Buffalo, you had a Ford Ranger at one point. All right, so apparently a lot of guys on here are showing some love to the Ford Ranger. It doesn't usually get a lot of love and appreciation if you start talking vehicles. So you guys are being a little generous with it today, but I sure loved it, especially for a first vehicle. It was great. Hey man, and awesome. We got 6x6 in the house. Hopefully you're doing great. Wherever Miss Merritt's at, hope she's having a great day. But yeah, that's so awesome. So great to see you. Really good to have you on. And Flip It, good morning. Man, we got so many people showing up for this totally random live that I'm doing. But so good to have you guys in the house. Yeah, and, we're like I said it already 15 times a day, but just want to make sure we're all good. That I'm doing listings here, and so I saw that there was dead space where there wasn't a live on, and I love having a live on in the background if I'm trying to do work. So I was like, you know what, let me do that for the team here. Let me go ahead and get a live all fired up, and then hopefully it helps people keep their momentum up for their listings or their picks, whatever you're doing. Or in many of your cases, you're packing up, you're going out sourcing right now. There's so many different facets to this job that I love. So I'll say that all the time. Like when I'm actually in the middle of working, especially if it's something where it requires full involvement, where I'm putting items up to list and doing all that stuff. I'll put you guys literally just in one ear too, because then I want to listen for the rest of the house in case Ro is shouting out to me that she needs my attention for something. So I literally will say I've got you guys in my ear, and I'll have one earbud in while I'm doing all my work and stuff. I do that for a lot of lives. And then what I'll do is if like there's something I really want to comment on, I'll just go grab my phone really quick, type it, and then well, actually, usually it's got my phone in my hand, especially if I'm taking pics or doing listings. But so yeah, but that's really cool. It's so great to see you guys on. It's absolutely, I'll never stop saying it. It blows my mind that you guys will show up for, especially on these lives where it's just me, but especially where we've got Ro and I, and we're just chattering away. So, Mr. Sadie, I'm here to keep from working. Okay, so we're taking you the other direction. All right, that's good. Oh, that's awesome. But oh, and record crate, I had an '88 4x4 Ranger. I miss it. I wouldn't trade my Toyota truck though. Yeah, no, I've had Toyotas, I've had Fords. Um, my family, like, we haven't personally had a lot of Chevys, but I married into that with Rose side. And so, yeah, we've had a lot of different types of vehicles, but I love the fact too that my dad, when well, he kind of taught me that when you get a car, you hang on to it forever. He's changed now a little bit later in life. Now he kind of likes to switch it up a little bit more frequently. But when I was growing up, I mean, we had an old Datsun that was like we had that thing around long past when the expiration date had gone out on it, and I love that. I love the idea of taking something that is messed up and just keeping it running. Jet soon? Yeah, that's so funny. Can't. It's like, oh, so silver hair stacker, you got married in a Chevy. Nah, man, that's hilarious. But no, we got married in a I that was great. I'm sure it made it sound like that. But no, so when Ro and I got married, what's funny is that like our Honda Pilot has been ultra reliable. Like it's always been there for us. That Honda Pilot from our first date to when we got married and even up till now has all been that Honda Pilot. But the funny thing is that the night we got married, I still was like, we're not fancy folks. We kept everything really simple for our wedding, and we loved it. We only had like 40 something people there, but it was everybody that we felt the very closest with and stuff. And even the food we got, I went through my work because we had catering like once every couple weeks at work. And I literally talked to them and I was like, hey, can you connect me with who caters our lunches? And we had like pasta and like a little bit of meat and stuff. And so our wedding was super low key, but we had a blast with it, like an old ghetto speaker, and we're blasting music out in this out on just this little back patio of the place. And so that night we were going to use the Honda Pilot to just drive off to our honeymoon and everything. And that was like the only night when the Pilot ever failed us and the battery went dead. And so it was so funny. We're sitting out there like we're ready to go home, and we're sitting there waiting for AAA to show up and replace the battery and everything. And it was so funny. It was really cool seeing everybody at that moment, realizing when we were trying to leave and we couldn't, that a bunch of people just jumped in. And, we had all the stress of the wedding. And so, like, I can't even think straight. I'm not even thinking to call AAA at this moment, and we had so many people jumping in and being like, hey, we got you and everything. I mean, that battery was swapped so fast. It was like somebody had an in with the head of AAA and was like, you're going to get them out here right now. But it was just that actually added to the greatness of that night for us. The fact that, like, we just loved the fact that whatever went wrong wasn't crazy. It was just like all this little minor stuff, and we were able to laugh about it because we had a small crew. There wasn't a lot of stress. All we remember about that day is like we laughed super hard, and that was great. Anyways, not to go off on a tangent. And Rose is gonna be like, you told the wedding day story without me being there. It's like I'm gonna be in all kinds of trouble. But yeah. So let me just see here. The Pilot is actually an Isuzu. Oh man. So oh no, I'm thinking of Suzuki. But when I was like first moving out on my own, I had a buddy that had converted a Suzuki Samurai into a total rock crawler. But the thing was like freaky as all get out though. You'd get in it and you'd see all the transmission and what is it? I can't think of the term right now, but essentially the major column that goes between the major column that goes between the engine and the wheels and everything, it would literally be like spinning right between you in the seat. He's like, "Hey, don't touch that." I'm like, "Yeah, I get that." Like it's like it's whirling around. I could feel the air rushing from it off, like and hitting me in the face. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna get my hand caught in that thing for sure." But that was a buddy of mine that I'll never forget. I got a call, and he was right in the middle of an intersection, blocking everybody. And there you go, drive shaft. Thanks, Kent. I was like, man, I'm still getting fired up myself this morning. But yeah, so the drive shaft was like sitting there spinning between you. But I got a call from him, and he's like, "Hey, Doug, can you come help me out?" I'm like, "Sure, yeah, I can help out. What's going on?" He's like, "I had a wheel fall off." And I'm like, "Okay, like what? How did a wheel just fall off?" He's like, "Yeah, I had a wheel fall off. All right, you get out here." And so, sure enough, I go out to this intersection. And we were in a busy college town. I get out to the intersection. Here's this big old Suzuki Samurai slumped over, and he had huge exercise tires. And so this thing's looking like a wounded elephant over dipping on its side. And sure enough, there's the vehicle, a wheel's missing from one of the axles, and then the wheel itself was like gone. And like, what on earth happened? And apparently, he had when he was at home that day, and he came from a farm down the road, and he had gone in there and he had hand tightened all the lugs, but apparently he didn't hand tighten them tight enough. And so when he was going down the freeway, all of them were like spinning off and shooting off the side of the wheel. And then it made it all the way. He did like a 30-minute drive on the freeway from the farm, did the full freeway drive, but then he goes and he pulls off on the off ramp. And right there at the turn, when he was turning on the off ramp, right through an intersection, the wheel comes loose and spins off and then shoots like down the street or whatever. And it's like I have so many of those stories with him where it's like how did you live? How are you alive right now? And yeah, I was just like, okay. He definitely was he was a surfing cowboy. And so like he at some point we had guests over and he literally got out his lasso and I tried to run and he got me with the lasso and then like hog tied me in front of everybody. He was like, "Great, thanks, man. Good looking out. But thanks for that one." So yeah, it was so funny. He's a country boy, man. It's funny. But yeah. Oh, so good. Well, hey, oh man, you guys, we've already been on for 40 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and cut y'all loose now. It's been so nice having you guys on. I'm all fired up for this Friday. We've absolutely been enjoying these lives. You guys, we get so many tips and pieces of information that we haven't tried, and gives us a little opportunity to share what we do. And then you guys actually give us a lot of counterpoint to that too. Like in fact, the other day I shared a lot about our method for how we do sourcing, and somebody's like, "Yeah, that's great, but have you tried this aspect of it?" Somebody recommended a different style of auction, and we're like, "Never tried that. Didn't even know it existed." That's super cool. But yeah, Mr. Sadie, I'm picturing a guy surfing with a 6-shooter on his hip. That is the most apt description of this individual. You have no idea. He would be like full on surfing in like a cowboy hat and then like a cowboy western shirt and everything. It's like the only thing he wouldn't wear is the boots, just because it'd slow him down too much. It create too much drag in the water. But as soon as he got out, man, dried his feet, got his boots on. But yeah, and he was good with a 6-shooter and everything too. That guy could do just about anything. But and he laid asphalt for a living, so he was just like he's about as rough and tumble as they come. But yeah, hey, you guys have been so awesome. Yeah, thank guys, Friday. Absolutely. Let's go make it happen. Yeah, I mean, I love that expression too, that it's for my data analytics on the home health and hospice side. We'll often use that expression of, don't let your metrics tell you what you are, what to do. You do your best and the metrics will follow suit. And so let's have it be that way for us too, that as we get through the summer, no doubt we'll take it in the chin a little bit, but if we can go ahead and keep our momentum up, even as an overall group, as a collective, if we keep everything all fired up, that I think we're going to get a few extra buyers' attention. So let's keep rolling with that. And so, and if you haven't, and you'd like to see us again, please consider subscribing, because we absolutely appreciate you. We appreciate having you back. And we're starting to ask for that just because everybody that has a lot more experience than us says we should do it. So hey, we'll trust that experience. But yeah, so please subscribe. I won't even worry about hitting that like button. You guys have already been generous doing that, but we appreciate you to the max, and hopefully this gives you a little extra firing up. Oh, that's great. Anytime Baker. Hey, good to see you, Roman. If Major Win has a win, he is a winner. That's right, man. That's right. So no, that's so true. And one thing that we want you to always appreciate about us is that we will celebrate you. It doesn't matter the day or what's going on. We're going to celebrate it just as hard on all days, and especially too. We're not going to just be there for you when you're down, but we're going to be with you to celebrate and just be happy when you get those wins. So, and JRKR 1964, Jen, so great to have you with us too. I know I'm sorry. This is a surprise live. I was just trying to fire it up for anybody that was trying to get some work done right now while I was doing it. Yeah, because I'm in the process of listing, and I was like, well, we got some dead space. It's nice to get some extra activity going. That's literally like the 20th time that I've said that during the show, but I want to make sure we're all on the same page, same team here. But yeah, so Roman, great to see you and everything. My wife's been laughing at your show. She just gets such a funny kick out of it. That yeah, she's a little bit averse to like some of the humor, but don't worry, she likes you as a person, so it's it's all good. Oh no, but we have a blast with you. It's so funny. But Jared Care 1964 and being good and staying home and listening. Yeah, it's boy, isn't that struggle real? Of we definitely had that happen to us the other day. We were cruising along, and there was tons and tons and tons of yard sales and everything. And I kept looking at Ro, being like, "Hey, can we go? Can we go?" And she's like, "Remember the stuff we have at that." It's like, or remember the piles and piles of clothing that we have ready to go at the house. I was like, okay, fair enough, babe. I understand that. But no, you guys are so awesome. We appreciate you all. And let's see here. Jet Fixer, everyone have a good day. I have to go pick up my kilt. Oh, kilt from the tailors before Jeff's show. Oh, awesome. Man, Jet Fixer, that's totally rocking, man. You got a story, and I want to hear it. That sounds so good. But Jen, I'm so glad that you're having some productivity and getting that listing done. And anytime picker, what's on your plan for today? Are you gonna have a live on later? Is that today? I wanna know because I want to share that with everybody if you are, as we have dead space and wait. Not today, tomorrow. Okay, well, anytime picker. We do have Rose parents coming to town. Hopefully, it doesn't overlap, but we're gonna try to be there as well. But we both love and appreciate your show. I'm just kidding. Ro loves your humor, man. You're so great. But all right, well, awesome, everybody. Well, have a great one. We super appreciate you. Thank you again for all that you do for us, for the community. You guys are rock stars. So we'll see you guys in the next one. But we appreciate you. Roman has a mafia meeting. Oh man, you're not gonna take that, are you, Roman? But no, that's so funny. You guys are hilarious. All right, well, have a great one, everybody. Get your major wins and go ahead and we'll be seeing you on the next one. Take care, all. Bye now.